Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, friends of social media. Clear to Close Live is back. Today's completely different and off the rails. There are no tacos today. And the reason is it's Arely's fault. It's Arely's fault.
It is my fault, but it's a good thing. It's a really good thing because today we're bringing a very special guest that I have known for maybe like 6 years or so since I came across you. So why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about what you do.
What's up, guys? I'm Ryan, also known as the Hungry Homie on Instagram, and I do pizza. I make pizza. I do pop-ups, and I own a restaurant and a food truck, and just do crazy stuff with food and fun stuff.
Yeah. So Arely told me about Snapback. So Snapback Pizzeria is his spot, right? Arely told me about going to eat there. That she's like, you got to meet my friend. You gotta meet my friend. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's like Taco Tuesday. It's like sacrilegious. Like, bring pizza. And then, like, I had to lie to myself and convince myself. I'm like, I'll just fold it in half, pretend it's a taco, and just stuff it in my face. But more so was the story of how you came about getting Snapback together. So, give our friends the scoop on Snapback and where you started evolving into the pizza game, and now into where I heard a rumor that you were like one of the best pizza places in Arizona.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
that's what they're saying.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
That's cool. We'll take it. We'll roll with it all day. So I guess it all started back in like 2014, 2015. I started working it was Grand Avenue Pizza Company before it was Snapback. And I was one of the dudes that was like helping run it. We were open, 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. A lot of people remember it from just being that late night spot in downtown Phoenix. I left in 2017 and started doing some other stuff. Started working some other places, started doing some other things. Fast forward, running a bunch of like places in downtown up until COVID, and then I got laid off, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, yeah, this is tight, like, chilling. I got some time off. Like, I'm gonna be back at work in like a month. We didn't know how bad it was gonna be. And a month goes by, 2 months goes by, and then I was like, this is real. Like,
I didn't make money.
Yeah, I'm not working. Like, what am I gonna do? And my girlfriend was just like, yo, like, do pop-ups. She's like, you've got like all these like menu ideas, you got like all this other stuff, like just do pop-ups. So I started doing pop-ups out of our house and started the Hungry Homie, and it was all based on pre-order because I didn't have money. So everyone that was pre-ordering food was buying the supplies so I could like, make the food so they could get it. And then at the end of it, I was profiting like, $20, $30.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, my pizza oven showed up and I forgot that I bought it. 2 years prior before that.
You have it on layaway or what?
No, so 2 years prior before that, I bought it on a Kickstarter at the International Pizza Expo from a company that was doing their breakthrough in the United States, and this was like their way to get in. And I bought it, and I forgot about it. And it just showed up, and then I got it, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll start doing pizza again. And I didn't do pizza since I left the shop, and started doing pizza, and then it just, it turned into a snowball effect, and just, it blew up.
So, from the house, then how did you acquire the shop? Like, did you just walk back in and be like, look, we're changing the name, I'm taking over, everybody get out, and I'm...
No, not even close. So the pop-up started March 8, like May officially as the Hungry Homie, and it started being from like 10 pizzas a night to like 15 pizzas a night, and like doing it out of our spot. And then right when stuff started opening back up, I ran into who is now my general manager, Adam, who was working at Bianco at the time. He was like, dude, why are you always in here buying tomatoes? And I was like, oh, this is like what I do, like blah, blah, blah. He got me hooked up at a bar. Thanks, Shady's. Shout out. Shameless plug to those guys.
That's all right.
And it just blew up. It started from like 20 pizzas there to like 30 pizzas a night. And then we started doing more spots. And then it started blowing up. And then the New Times wrote a piece on me and like what I was doing. And then it like kind of just like went from there. And then shout out AZ Foodie. She came out. She did a huge piece on us. And that's like when the door just like blew open.
Yeah, I think it's big. Like, if you make the New Times here, like Arizona, it's like you've made it.
Yeah,
like,
it's legit.
You're legit. You're somebody here.
Yeah.
Right? Like, most restaurants that I like go to, it's like if they're not in there, especially when they claim to be the best of something.
Yeah.
I'm like, man. Well, the New Times said no.
Well, according to the New Times.
Yeah, according to the New Times, you're like number 7, bro. Like I'm going to the other 6 places first.
Yeah.
But that's what Arely told me. She goes, oh no, he got like like voted the best. And I was like,
I got some stuff mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, like City by the Slice Awards said I was like #1, which I don't think is true because they've put me above Bianco, and like that's my dude. Like that's who I've modeled like my pizza career after. And like it was like the hungry homie, and then Bianco, and I remember looking at it and I was like, they are high as shit. I was like, that's not true.
But the funny thing is you can go over there and be like, I got you. Like
it's I mean,
you got a little bit of bragging rights.
I'm not gonna say that. I mean, that's still like my dude, but yeah, it blew up after that, and then it got to the point where after a year we were doing, you know, not just Friday and Saturday nights for pop-ups anymore. It became like a full-time thing, and then it was like from 50 pizzas to like 75, and then we just like made the jump straight to 100.
Wow.
And it was like selling out like 6 nights a week, and we did it for 2 years, and it just got to the point where it became like so like unstable and like unmanageable doing that with the crew, like doing a different location every night, and like not having like a set location and being like, oh, we got a prep kitchen, like that's like a, you know, guaranteed spot to like make everything, but like, you know, we're at this bar this night, we're at this event this night, we're doing this private event this night, we're doing this, and it just became too much. And during the summer I opened up my food truck Sideshow and was taking a break from pizza just because during the summer it's too hot to be in front of 900 degree ovens, so we kind of slow down during the summer. The previous owner of Grand Avenue Pizza Company approached me and was just like, yo dude, he's like, you want to buy it? And I was like, yeah. I was like, let's do it. So hammered it out, bought the shop, and opened up officially in November
of last
year.
So
2022.
2022. So you've only been
We hit 3 months on Saturday.
3 months, just barely, like in the shop. So you're in downtown Phoenix.
Yeah.
Downtown Phoenix, we know that it's grown a lot. Crazy. From where it was, and now you have all this nightlife back in there, and then you have that crazy First Friday that comes out, and like it just fills that place up. And you're right, almost in the smack of it all. Like,
yeah, if you were to do like a graph and make like the middle of it, we're like on the offshoot, so like we're like on the outside, which is nice.
Yeah, you're like across the street from all the
hoopla. Yeah. It's cool because it's like it's still Grant's very popping with everything that's going on right now. Like there's a lot of good bars, there's a lot of good restaurants down there. I mean, there's 2 restaurants like on our street alone that were James Beard nominated this past year.
Wow.
And it's like, you know, to see like where Grant came from back when he used to come to the shop, where it was like one of those things where it's like no one would be caught dead staying on the corner at 10 o'clock at night. So like now there's 2 like nominated James Beard Award chefs like on the street, like a block up for me, and it's like super like
that's crazy.
Everyone's running and walking their dogs and drinking a coffee.
And you see how much culturally it's changed.
Yeah,
right? Like culturally it went from being a very low end area.
Definitely.
You know, years ago I grew up in that area, so very, very few areas to visit, feel safe at. And now you're like you said, you got people walking their dogs, and you're like, like what is going on here? Like, but that's what happens when you break those stereotypes. Right? You bring in good business, good food, good people, and it just naturally, organically changes the environment that they're in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why we were like, when Adeli told me, I was like, dude, we're doing this. Like, I might get struck down by like the taco gods tomorrow, but like
they give you a pass.
Yeah, they might give me a pass. Like, and so that the whole point of the show was that, right? We want to help support small business, get their name out there, right? Because like me, I didn't even know you existed, right?
Yeah.
I know you existed because Adeli told me, and I'm like, well, if I'm ever in downtown, now I have a spot, right? Like, and we were just talking about this off air, was if nobody tells you, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know, right? And especially if you're a small business, right? Coming out of COVID, you know, getting back on your feet, and then you're like, screw it, I'm taking the leap. I'm going to buy this building.
Yeah.
Like the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's like buying a house.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
It is, because I'm in the middle of doing that too. Buying our first office, right? And I got this gray hair like in the last like 3 weeks because of that. It's stressful,
yeah,
right?
it's super stressful.
You know, and then you're like, I got to make enough for my team.
Yeah. And that's
sell enough and do all that stuff.
You know, that's like one of the most important things for me is like I say it all the time, and I'm like not ashamed to say it. Like I have a very super dope, awesome, talented crew of dudes and women that work for me, and it's very crazy because some of these people have worked with me in other restaurants for like 10 years. And when I told them I got the shop, I was like, yo, this is what's up. Like, and without even asking, I had 2 people that were like, I just put my 2 weeks in.
Wow.
And one of them was a sous chef for a super big, uber fancy company that was making a ton of money. And
Damn.
He doesn't make a whole lot of money working for me, but he's
loving life.
He's loving life.
He's loving life.
He's got his life back. He's not, he's not working for the corporate man anymore. So
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? The passion, right? Like when you have a passion for something, like, right? I live in the mortgage world, right? That's what, like my wife's nice passion, right? But then I see other people that are passionate about like the food industry or whatever. I'm like, man, I gotta talk to them because your leadership style, I might be able to pick something from it, right? Like
For sure,
I might
and
see
vice
something,
versa.
and I tell the team that all the time. I'm like, man, like if you find someone, like let me know who they are because I'm always wanting to bounce ideas off people because it only makes me better.
Yeah.
Like if there's a reason Arely's going there for the last 6 years, like I need to find out. Like either like the food's really good or there's like somebody really good looking that works there. Like we gotta go find out who it is. Like right? Like something's gotta be that makes you go back.
And it's one of those things, like, for me, it's like growing up and working in the industry and then, like, leaving and working in retail, it's like you work for people, like any industry, you work for people that suck. And you're always just like, yo, I'm not going to be like that dude, or I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's literally, like, my whole mindset. It's like, don't be that dude because no one liked them. Or, like, don't be that person because everyone's like, yo, they suck. And I tell my crew all the time, I'm like, yo, like, yeah, it's my shop, but like y'all are here with me like 80 hours a week, like grinding it out. Like it's as much yours as it is mine. I'm like,
that's the same mindset I have with our team. We've been fortunate to get some awards and some accolades, and I never take credit for them. I was given to the team because, I mean, I only exist by name, right? Like, but I'm like, they put in the work. Like, sometimes Arely's working, and then like it's like 7:00 at night, and she's still there at the home office, and I'm like, go home, like.
I'm leaving. You should leave too.
Yeah, like you need to go home. Like
we know, and as we like say this, like as we say this, like my sous chef Santi is like in the kitchen right now, like finishing dough and like making brine for like chicken wings, and I'm like, all right, man, I just made these 2 pizzas and I did prep a little bit early. I'm gonna go do this podcast and I'll be back. And he's like, all right. He's like, see ya. I was like, all right, dude, I'll be back with lunch. Like,
and I think that's the mindset that people are going back to, right? Like family, right? Like treating people like family, right? Like. Away from employees, right? Like like there's a time and place where you might have to, kind of go revert to that. You're an employee, and this is the issue that's going on. We have to resolve it, right? But when you treat people like family, you rarely have those moments.
And it's true. It's like we very rarely have those moments at the shop, and I think we've only had like maybe like 2 so far. And I always like say to them like, hey, now I got to be that guy. Like now I have to be your boss, and I can't be your friend. And like it sucks saying this, but like this is what's up. Like. Don't do this. Like, we gotta do it this way because of this. Like, blah, 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 because, like, so-and-so had, like, a fit about it. And, like, now we just, like, now we have to be a business. And, like, we have to do it like this.
Yeah, and that's what we started, when we started the company, I tell our staff, I'm like, look, you can wear whatever you want as long as it's appropriate, right? As long as it's not offensive to, like, I don't want to be looking at things that aren't meant to be shown. Like, right? Like, you wouldn't like it if I was wearing something that was very inappropriate. So let's just, we'll be cool with each other.
If I can't come in wearing cowboy boots and little shorts and a crop top, then you can't either.
And and I'm like, you want to wear, on Fridays you want to wear your yoga pants or whatever, in a hoodie or whatever, fine by me. Yeah. Right. But if you're gonna go meet a client, be presentable. Don't show up in something that's very revealing or inappropriate, right? Where you put yourself in a situation where you don't feel safe, right? Like that's my big thing is like I want them to feel safe and comfortable in every environment that they're in. But yeah, that's how we run our company, and it's funny because sometimes they go, "Damn, you're an owner," and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, do I have to be?
You don't have to be a certain way. Yeah. It's like it's like people expect like owners and bosses, and like especially like I said earlier, like this day and age, like the whole like customer is right. You need to act this way. Blah 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 blah. Like it doesn't really necessarily apply like anymore. I feel like
like if I walked into your pizza joint and you're rocking a suit, I would be like,
"Who's this guy?"
I probably wouldn't go back.
I'd at least like, I'm out.
No,
I'm out. I don't know what's happening.
Because it's true. Like I feel like a lot of people that wear really professional things when cooking, like it looks nice, but my thought process is like they're going so by the book, like it's probably not gonna taste that great. But if I see someone wearing like ripped jeans and Vans and like, I'm like they're putting some flavor into whatever they're cooking.
Sure. It's always like one of those things too. It's like I've worn a chef's coat for so long in my career that like now that I don't have to wear one, like I don't.
Yeah.
And I tell all the dudes, I'm like, yo, like wear whatever you want to work, like like.
Yeah. And I rock hats and I wear t-shirts on the show, and most of the time they have a taco with something on them, and people are like, I can't believe you wear that, right? And then I'm like, I'm on a show talking about tacos. Yeah, I'm giving you some information on buying a house or whatever, but I'm gonna stuff my face with tacos.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna wear a nice suit, right? Because I'm gonna spill food on it, and then I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't have a dry cleaning bill.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I've been approached by some people that are like, love the fact that you're real. Like, you're wearing a ball cap. That's who I see on the street.
Yeah.
Like, if I ran into you in the street looking like this, I'd be like,
Oh yeah, there's Ryan.
There's
Like,
Ryan right there. Like, hey man, we gonna get pizza?
Yeah.
Right? Like, but if I saw you rocking a suit, I'd be like, man, he's going to court. He did something.
But then that's like the thing though too. It's like, you know, being in the kitchen, like I always have a hat on or I always have a beanie just because like you have to have your hair pulled back and stuff like that. We were fortunate enough to help out at Super Bowl last weekend and toss some pies, and there was a very rare picture of me like not wearing a hat or a beanie.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find it.
And
now.
everyone's like, yo, your hair looks super good. They're like, you should like not wear a hat and or a beanie like all the time. And I'm like, yo, I'm in the kitchen like 9 days a week.
Yeah,
like
I'm sweating.
70, yeah,
I'm
like,
sweating in there. Like, you don't want my sweat in your food.
I'm like, I wear it for a reason, you know. It's always on. But it was like one of the rare pictures of me like being well groomed.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find it. I'm gonna find it, and I'm just like, I'm gonna post it. Be like, look, this is the real him.
That's the business card.
Business card. I'll be like, I'm gonna put you on a milk card and be like, have you seen him?
Have you seen this man?
That's Ryan from Snapback.
Yeah.
Everybody's be like, no, it's not.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, what happened to you?
He's wearing a chef's coat and he doesn't have a hat on. Like, who is that?
Yeah, you sold out, bro.
Yeah, a little bit. It's fine. We all do.
But it's cool though, because you got to work with. You said they were hand-picked chefs. For
Yeah.
the
So the Super Bowl was kind of like. Shout out to Marafani for putting together this team, and Justin from La Piazza, and Chris Bianco, of course, because he was there. They kind of all came together and picked 9 bad dudes from across the nation, and I happened to be one of them, which I'm very stoked on. And we
Dude, that is
Very
awesome.
we spent all last week getting everything ready for the Super Bowl, getting the ovens ready, prepping 5,000 pizzas and 1,000,000 pounds of cheese and 1,000,000 pounds of pepperoni and everything, and then cranked out 5,000 pies on Super Bowl Sunday.
So did you ever think that in November when you opened up
No.
that you would be
No.
at a Super Bowl
No.
event? 9 of the top. Right?
If you would have told me in 2020 that me taking a jump like that and doing something for myself full time would have led to this, I would have looked at you and I would have like slapped you in the face and been like, nah, that's not happening. And it's crazy to think what I've done in 3 years and the events that we've done and the pop-ups that we've had and the collabs that we've had. It's really, really crazy, like, when I think about it, because, like, there's some stuff that I forget that we've done, like, as a team, and, like, as myself, like, just, being, out there, I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess we did do that.
And then you got some stuff coming up, too. Like, you got, like, new collabs coming up.
Yeah, so just because I'm a maniac and I don't say no to anything and I don't know how to take time off and being a workaholic, Sunday the 26th at Snapback, we will be doing a pop-up with Requinto, who does brunch at Linger Longer Lounge.
Okay.
Done a pop-up with them before. We kind of did a whole, like, riff off of, like, 80s WrestleMania and called it Brunchamania.
Okay.
But we're doing an event on Sunday the 26th where we're doing another event and just kind of mashing up their Mexican-style food with, like, Italian stuff that we do. So we'll be doing... sneak peek at the menu, but we'll be doing like a cochinita torta and like a ribeye torta, some tres leches cannolis, salsa macha wings, and just kind of whatever.
Playing with both styles, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
So I mean, that's the cool thing about food. It's like you just kind of do whatever you want.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
All right, Areli. Time's come.
Do it. Jump in.
Snap
Time
back.
is here.
Time is here.
Get in.
I don't know.
Do
You need to
this.
jump in there. Areli, crack that thing open. Look.
I'm excited.
Look at this thing. These pizzas are crazy. Look at these things. Look at those. Amazing.
Big boys.
Those are like, that's like 1 pepperoni per slice. Like they're just that big.
They're huge. Yeah.
Areli, grab a slice.
Jump in. Do it.
Areli has to do it. So like everybody who's like, normally it's the guest who's trying the tacos because they're the judge, right? And I tell everybody, I'm like, look, just in case they're poisoned, right? Like I'm gonna survive.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be back. Like I'm gonna be the one that survives in the movie.
Yeah.
Like but I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna grab
Do it.
because
Do it.
when someone tells me that there's a lot of fame to something, I'm like, look. Oh yeah.
Eat it.
Look,
Eat
Areli,
it.
she didn't even give me a chance to go get a slice. She just
No.
dove right in. Hold on. right.
You've also had it though, so you
I have,
know what
and
to-
it's so good.
She's very biased about it, apparently.
It's so good.
All right, let me. All right. Sit there.
Get it.
Look at that.
Delish.
And it's got grease on it, guys. So like.
Yeah, you know it's real.
Yeah. So for everybody who's on a diet, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not the place to come to if you're counting calories at all.
I mean, I count them just like in hundreds. Like I like to stack them.
Yeah.
I'm not counting down.
The bigger, higher score at the end, the better you did.
Yeah, I'm like the Suns. I want to go for like 150 a game.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to do.
Let's do it.
All right, let me try this thing. But in honor of Taco Tuesday, I gotta fold it up like a taco because I miss my tacos.
Get it.
But it's just like so good and delicious and saucy and cheesy and
Oh, are you a ranch guy?
greasy.
You like ranch?
Yeah, that's good. Holy moly,
good.
that's good.
Hit it with one of those.
Uh-oh. Now, that's homemade.
Yeah. So everything at the shop, we make in shop. I mean, it takes us, 2 days to do our dough. Like, it's a very long, labor-intensive process, but I mean, it gives you like that crazy crust and like that nice, light, airy chewiness that you're getting. We slice all of our pepperoni in-house. We do all of our veg in-house. All of our veg is local. We get everything from like the farmer's market, or we partner with, other small produce companies. We just try, as being a small business dude, I try and like buy as much stuff from other smaller businesses as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it keeps me open, it keeps them open, it's giving them a platform, it's helping us like get better stuff that no one's getting. So just all around good stuff.
And that's the goal of Clear to Close, right? Is help support small businesses, right? With the podcast, give them some airtime, right? And we can't thank you enough for coming. This pizza,
Dude, thank you guys.
This is crazy. Arely,
I told y'all.
I'm mad at you
Told
because
y'all.
I'm mad at you because
hiding the secret.
yeah, you were hiding a secret from me. You were
Well,
cheating on me. You were cheating on
It's
me.
crazy because when my best friend and I first met Ryan, we just went out and we were looking
random.
for somewhere to go after being out to eat. We met Ryan. Pizza was good. We liked him.
Yeah.
And then we just kept coming back, and then we kind of followed his journey throughout. So when we found out he was opening his own place,
Yeah.
I was like, we have to go back. And then we did, and we loved it. And
Yeah, you were like one of the first
Still
people
there.
to hit me
yeah,
up.
so good.
So, guys, Snackback Pizzeria, 1031 Grand Avenue in Phoenix. It says they're open like forever. They open like at 11 or something.
So we open at 11 a.m. So
Yeah.
Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to midnight. Sundays is kind of willy-nilly.
Okay.
It's 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. or until we sell out.
Oh, right on. All right, guys. You guys got a place downtown. Ryan, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Man, we're going to go off air. We're going to finish demolishing this pizza because it's delicious. We'll be back next week. New show, new guest. Maybe Arely will come back. We hadn't had her back in like freaking 6 months because
It's been forever.
she was hiding.
I had to come back for this one though.
Oh, yeah. How convenient.
pizza.
Yeah, how
Yes.
convenient.
Pizza. Come on.
Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll see you guys.
Tacos.
Bye.